So Kamala, she's had a problem with getting support from black men under 50 years old, especially if they're not boule or sassy. Listen, the sassy men, they've been supporting Kamala from day one, like Van Jones, Don Lemon, Bakari Sellout, Roland Martin, John Legend. These questionable men with their questionable behavior, she had no problem getting them on board. And we all know why, no need to go there today. Yeah, the boule Divine Nine men, Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, Ben Crump. They started windmilling for their curry queen right away.
I can go deep into that. You got a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated reading in a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated into the damn White House. What's wrong with y'all?
Come on, man.
MLK holiday.
But y'all mad because she ain't talking about reparations.
Who was a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated?
Come on now.
Come on now.
Yeah, they fought black people right away for this Indian woman cosplaying as a black American woman. And I told y'all a long time ago, before all the Irish Jamaican family members and slave masters fell out of her closet, that these folks knew she wasn't a black American woman. How? Because if she was really a black American woman with the record she had in California destroying the lives of black men and black women, black children, as a prosecutor weaponizing her authority with truancy prosecution, targeting black kids and their parents, sick black children, or children with parents experiencing dire circumstances, locking them up, then laughing about it.
Because how could I not?
No different than how she laughed in the face of Jamal Truelove after she railroaded him and a bunch of black men.
Kamala Harris, we locked eyes this one time and she laughed. She literally just kind of bust out laughing. Almost as in if she was pointing at him like, ha, 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 ha.
I'm talking about where her prosecutorial misconduct was so blatant, the city had to give this man $13 million because of Kamala. If she was really a black American woman who had done all of this to black people, especially black men, no black men anywhere would support this woman. She would have to get support from her husband's people. No, Steve Harvey wouldn't be crashing out for her. Please tell me what black American woman Steve Harvey ever crashed out for that he's not married to. Because he told Monique, we black out here. Remember that? But he told Kamala he'll throw softball questions to her so he can help her fool us black people.
Before y'all start calling my radio show and DMing me, talking about why you ain't asked no hard-hitting questions, that ain't what this is. I'm throwing a lob. This is an alley-oop for a dunk. Because this administration needs to get the word out of what they're actually doing and what they're actually accomplishing so we can stop all this foolishness about what you're doing for black people. Can't nobody come out with no agenda and call it this for black people and expect to get in the White House. You got to play the game different. Y'all know what this is. So now this next question is another lob for her to dunk.
See the difference? Well, that's exactly what the black faces did, who Kamala decided she would use to try to get more support from black people, like Beavis and Butthead on All the Smoke. I don't know why she thought this was cool, to sit down with a questionable man with questionable behavior, Matt Barnes, with allegations of mistreating his own stepchildren. One of the boys stayed in the closet to get away from him, allegedly, and he had the nasty nerve to spit on that boy's father outside of a crowded football game. So disgusting, I can never forget that. But I guess Kamala has something in common with Matt Barnes. He's half white too, like her, and all her Irish people, and she figuratively spat in the faces of black men and black women in California. She went to Roland Martin, another questionable sassy man who was caught with naked men on his computer on live. A man who's been running around wagging his finger at black folks when he's not respected at all, yelling and cursing at black people, the ones who refuse to support this Indian lady, calling her black because she joined his sorority at Howard years ago. Very disrespectful to black people, and she ran to him for support. Then the shade room. She sat down with another man that's good at reporting, but he's very similar to Don Lemon. Well, she's already got that crowd. If you're having a problem getting straight black men on board, you don't go talk to the Don Lemon types or the Roland Martins to gain favor with straight black men. It won't work. On top of that, the Shade Room is the biggest anti-black American platform that's also been cosplaying as us too, just like Kamala. See, all these organizations and these people she sat down with, they all have something in common. Then she sat down with Charlemagne the God. He's been on the radio pushing LGBT and very sketchy behavior to all the little black boys listening to that show with their moms every morning. It's millions of them. The show that's also been the #1 promoter of black feminists, programming the minds of little black girls and black women for years now. They've been pushing these agendas for years, wrecking the minds of impressionable souls every day. And he's on her side, by the way. He will never hold this lady accountable because of all his wacko feminist friends. They'll have a complete meltdown. And that matters to Charlemagne because he's extremely loyal to them. I'm talking about the black feminists like Tamika Mallory, Angela Rye, Teslin, Jamel Hill. They're enemies of the black family, just like Kamala. See, once again, they all have the same thing in common. If you just sit back and analyze all these characters yourself, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. They're just like Barack Obama, just like Al Sharpton, just like Ben Crump. They use the pain and suffering of black people to enrich themselves while sabotaging everyday black folks that's not in their boule Diddy-style circles. These people are not for everyday black people. They only pretend to rock with the black people they can make money off of. Nah, they don't support black men. They only pretend to support black men, the ones who end up in a body bag that they have clear evidence it was from a white police officer. Then they use that black man, his family, and their trauma to gain favor in the public and funds. Nothing but a bunch of settlements. Yeah, they claim they're against this and against that, but they support Kamala Harris, who was the top cop in San Francisco, the top cop of California, behind a bunch of targeting of black men and black women. Remember, you had Oscar Grant under Kamala. You had Matrice Richardson under Kamala. This was all on her watch. If these folks like Ben Crump, Teslin, and Tamika really stood for what they claim to stand for, then there's no way they will be backing this anti-black Indian prosecutor with prosecutorial targeting of black men, black women, black children, and even Hispanic men. This woman is an anti-black Virginian chameleon raised by a red dot Indian woman. How can we forget? Every question she's bringing up her mama, who came from an anti-black family. Yeah, this non-black, anti-black Indian woman is only using black women and black men to get in the top position of power. But she's already said she will never do anything specifically for black people. She said that with her whole chest. And all these people like Obama, Roland Martin, Van Jones are super disrespectful to black people, especially black women, for allowing this Indian woman to cosplay as a black American woman. When again, she's not like us at all. She's a pretending chameleon attempting to wear blackness as a costume or some sort of character in a Tyler Perry movie, changing her accent to some southern woman and talking about putting collard greens in a bathtub. The audacity. Maybe she saw her Indian mama cleaning food in the bathtub or the bathroom sink. Maybe that's where she got that from, but never a day in your life did you get that from a black American woman. You disrespectful hound dog. Listen, Kamala the cosplaying chameleon, the pandering isn't working, you're too late. Doing interviews with these questionable men and questionable behavior and sketchy backgrounds, that'll get you an invite to the next Boule brunch or the Diddy party, but it won't get you support from real black people, everyday black people, the grassroots. We're not buying what you're selling, so hang it up. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Tell me what you think about this below. Special thank you to Mr. Passport Man. I appreciate you for your support, as well as Charles H. Thank you, Charles H., Samuel, and Edmund. If you want to show your support for the channel too, you have to use PayPal for now. The link is below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.